Recent mass shooting at a Texas school. School resource officers are back in the conversation as a possible way to keep students safe. There's a new push in the Salem-Keizer School District to bring SROs back after the superintendent ended contracts with law enforcement last March. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy is in Salem tonight and tells us about a former district behavioral specialist who saw the impact SROs made at her school.
Last Friday, North Salem High School, right here behind me, went into lockdown after reports of a suspicious individual on campus. The Salem-Keizer School District says that there were no threats to students or the surrounding community, but it did re-energize a conversation amongst parents about bringing school resource officers back to district campuses. Mass shootings at schools, violence in the classroom, and increased behavioral issues. Safety at schools is on parents' minds. Some say school resource officers are the answer.
We need to keep our schools safe because violence inside the schools has increased so much.
Jenny MAGUIRE is a former behavioral specialist in the Salem-Keizer School District. She saw how a school resource officer can change a campus.
Well, I know how essential they are. I know the work that they do behind the scenes to develop relationship with students, provide services for families.
In March of 2021, Superintendent Christy Perry told the school board that the district was not going to renew its SRO contracts. At the time, she said there wasn't enough law enforcement resources to effectively build those relationships with students.
So when a district chose to not renew the contract, it really hurt me because I know the needs in our community. I mean, we have a lot of needs in this community.
MAGUIRE worked at a high school in Northeast Salem with underprivileged students. She met students that didn't have the support at home. To help provide that support, MAGUIRE believes SROs are the answer for those students. She knows some may have had a negative and possibly traumatizing experience outside of school, but she sees school as the place to rebuild that perception.
At the school side, if we can have an officer showing friendliness, compassion, relatability with students, understanding, and being someone that is a support for them and a help for them in those early years, that has the potential of growing their trust in going to law enforcement as a resource.
The Teachers Union for the Salem-Keizer School District says they do want safety in schools. In their statement to Fox 12, the president wrote this, saying, quote, SROs are something to possibly be reconsidered. However, many schools that have experienced such violence did have an SRO. Police at their best are not always able to prevent crimes. School shootings will not be solved with SROs or more policing. We need a multi-pronged approach. Stronger gun laws to prevent such easy access to weapons combined with better mental health resources. Regardless if you support SROs or not, MAGUIRE says the community needs to come together and have a real conversation about keeping our schools safe.
We really need to get back to what does our community need? What are the needs in our community? How can we shore up the mental health supports, but how can we also take safety seriously?
Now, I also reached out to the Salem-Keizer School District on a Tuesday for comment about bringing school resource officers back to their campuses, but I didn't hear back. In Salem, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.